What's up, guys? Today I'm gonna be reviewing the Christopher Ward C63 Sealander based on my ownership of this watch for 6 to 7 months. So to begin with, this is my watch of the day, and it has been my watch of the week. I've been using it on different straps throughout the week, and it's something I've just really enjoyed wearing throughout my ownership, and I thought I'd make a review. So to begin with, let's just get started with the movement because that is the least interesting part of the watch in my opinion. So this comes with a Celita SW 200-1 movement. As you can see, the movement is relatively well finished for something in this price range. It has a custom rotor with the Christopher Ward logo engraved over and over, which is the twin flag emblem, that is the flag of Switzerland as well as England, and a signed Christopher Ward rotor. So the finishing on this rotor and the movement is quite good. So coming to the timekeeping, like I said, this watch has been on my wrist since the last week, so it was found exactly a week ago. So let's compare the time to what's being kept. So as you can see, 10. So the difference is not a huge difference. I'd say it's lost about 3 seconds in the last week or so. Currently it's running minus 3 seconds, so that's not bad at all. I mean, it's well within cost certifications, although they quote this is not a cost movement. So perhaps I got lucky with my watch or whatever. But this is the kind of timekeeping you can expect from this watch, which is pretty good, I think, in the price range. So now let's get into the whole main event, which is the watch itself. Let's leave the moment and timekeeping part out of it, of course. So this is made from 316L stainless steel, which has great luster, as we all know, and it's a 39 mm dial. Of course, it comes in a 36 mm as well, and it has a relatively short lug to lug of 46, I think just under 46 millimeter, making it a very contemporary sizing. So anyone who's into wearing smaller watches, vintage watches and such, won't really feel like this is a huge watch by any means. And on the flip side, anyone who is into wearing things like sport watches, field watches and such won't feel like they are out of place either. So I think this is the sweet spot. This and 38 mm I think are my favorite sizing. This comes with a sapphire crystal with clear AR coating on the underside. So this crystal is also protruded a bit, I think, from the case. Let's see if I can capture it well. Yeah, so as you can see, this case, the crystal is protruding from the case, and this has the effect of really, playing with the light when you move your wrist and such in a well lit or even not so well lit area. And this case is called the light catcher case because it's a combination of brushed and polished surfaces. So most of the case on the top is brushed, as we can see, but it is also polished again at the corners, so it just plays with the light really well. You would expect this to be a much more expensive watch if you didn't know what you were looking at. So I mean, take it for what it is, but it's fantastic, the case finishing. So yeah, I've worn this quite a bit. I think it's one of my favorite watches, if not my favorite watch currently at the moment. So it has its fair share of scratches and such, as you can see here. But because the case is brushed on the parts where you would most often hit the watch anywhere, the scratches don't really affect it much. Whereas if it had it been polished, these scratches would be much more pronounced. So the lug width on this is 20 mm, so it's a very versatile lug width, and you can just find a plethora of straps for it. This has a signed crown, as you can see, with the twin flag and emblem again. Fantastic crown, screw down crown, of course, and it's got silky smooth winding mechanism. Not sure if it's audible. Let me just try and yeah. So I really like the winding action on this watch. So yeah, it's got 150 mm of sorry 150 meters of water resistance, which is 150 feet, as you can clearly see on the dial. So it just gives you that extra peace of mind if you're washing your hands or whatever. And of course 150 meters is a lot, so you can do a lot with it. You don't need to worry about water damage so long as you remember to screw down the crown. uh, so as I said, the case is very well finished overall. Now coming to the dial itself, what stands out to me the most here is the Trident second hand, which is something Christopher Ward has done for a long time now. So in something which we see every day, this just gives it a bit of pop and edge, in my opinion, over its competitors. Not everyone is going to love it, but I think it just gives it that tiny bit of character, and I just really love looking at the, second hand, the counterbalance. I mean, it's not going to be for everyone, but then again, that's how you have character in something. It's not meant to be for everyone, I think. So in my opinion, this watch, okay, so full disclaimer, I'm a strap guy rather than a bracelet guy. So I prefer it on various straps rather than just having it on the bracelet, because I think it looks a bit bland. But of course, if you are someone who likes using the bracelet, just get it on the bracelet right off the bat, because if you buy the bracelet post buying the watch, it is going to be much more expensive. And if you know you're going to use it, just get the bracelet. The finishing on that is equally as impressive, and it's also got a very reliable micro adjust, from what I hear. So otherwise, the lacquer on this dial is just pure simple perfection. It's just plain white, and it just really captures the light, I think. It's just clean. That's the best way I can describe it. Of course, my crystal is not clean at the moment. Let me just give it a wipe down. Yeah, it's just a very nice, nicely finished dial. So this comes with X1B LC1 loom, which is blue in color, and it's some of the best loom I've ever seen. It just really stands out, and it's highly legible. The markers are applied, as you can see, and they are also a combination of brushed and polished surfaces. So the top here is brushed, and the parts here are all polished. So when you wear the watch and you move your wrist, this really has a tendency to play with the light, and it looks fantastic. Let me see if I can just capture what I'm talking about. Yeah, so there you go. So yeah, the markers are quite wide and quite legible, again, in my opinion. And the hands also have similar finishing, polished on the top, sorry, brushed on the top and polished on the sides. And the hours and minutes hands are very differently shaped, so even when you're in a dark environment, you're not going to mistake the time. There is loom on the markers as well as the hands themselves. So there is no loom on the seconds hand, but that's all right, I suppose. The seconds hand otherwise is just polished, and that's all right. It has a bit of orange at the tip, and there is a bit of touch of orange throughout the dial, as you can see. It's very minimal, but it does stand out if you notice it, so that's a plus side. I really like the touch of orange on this style. Otherwise, I think it would be way too plain. So my issue with the 36 version of this watch is that the 36 does not have this pop of orange. It's just plain white, and even the black one is just plain black. Whereas in the 39 the black version has a touch of red on it. However, I prefer the white on orange, which is for anyone who knows me would think I would prefer the black, but whatever. So yeah, the overall reflections from the applied markers, the hands and the sapphire just make this watch stand out, day to day when you wear the watch. And there is of course date wheel here, which I would say it's color match, but it's just white on white, so there's no issues with it. And it looks really symmetric being at the 6 o'clock. and they've not cheaped out and left out the 6 o'clock marker, but instead they have given us somewhat of a half marker here. uh, what else? Yeah, the date on the black one is color matched too, I believe, so that's a plus. So there's minimal text on the dial, which is always a plus. This is something of a field watch, or rather you can just call it a Garda watch, which is go anywhere, do anything, and I totally see that. uh, what else? So the last thing on the dial is the logo, which has been a point of contention for many, and it has changed several times. So it started off as saying Christopher Ward on the left, if I'm not wrong, like in plain text. Then it was moved to the 12 o'clock. Then it was switched to this twin flag logo, and now it is a applied marker. So in my opinion, and perhaps I'm being biased here, but I think that this is the best logo for this dial. The applied logo also looks nice, but I think this bit of black paint just gives it a bit of pop, and not having Christopher Ward written on it just minimizes the you know text on the dial. So overall, I just love this watch, and let me just show you the straps I have for it so you can just see how versatile it is. So I've got it on a stingray leather strap currently. uh, as you can see, it's just very shiny. I think you can dress this strap up quite easily. What else? So this is the strap which it comes with. I mean, if you don't go for the bracelet, it's one of their Christopher Ward straps. I've swapped out the buckle, as I like to do, as you'll be seeing soon enough. So let me see if I can show you. Yeah, that is how I got the watch. I'm not a huge fan of this, although it is very comfortable. It's a rubber come canvas type strap thing. I'm not really sure what it is, but yeah, it's very comfortable. But I just don't. I feel like it just doesn't live up to the standard of the watch. So this is a you know what is this exactly? It's a pearl on strap. It's not a 20 strap, but just to give you an idea how it looks with the watch, it's all right. I think I've bought it for my Seiko, and it looks fantastic on that. Not particularly something I would use on this. um, this is the black ostrich leather strap, without the nodule things. Let me just remove the strap on this. Yeah. So the problem with stingray leather is that it is such a hard material that it's very hard to penetrate, I believe, and these are all calcium deposits, and due to which it's quite difficult to make it in quick release style. Hence, I had to use the spring bar tool. So yeah, I quite love this strap. I think it is one of my favorites. I'll tell you which strap I like best on the watch. So let's just see. This is how it comes. I mean, if you like this look, I'm sure there must be people who like the sporty nature of it. Uh, Rather than just putting it on, I'll just show you how it looks, because I like to keep the video as short as possible. So this is the ostrich leather strap. Yeah, it looks quite nice. I think it would go well in formal occasions. Uh, this is just something I bought on a whim. I think on camera it comes off a bit green, but it is actually a very weird leather brown. I think this suits it quite well as well. This is your average tan leather, again very formal looking. And this is suede leather. Let me just put this on for you. Man, why is it so hard to change the straps on camera? But when you're doing it by yourself, it just happens in a moment. I am not sure why, but this is always the case, with me at least. So I prefer not to just, change it on camera, but yeah. So this is by an Indian leather company called Ajwain Watches. I love the strap. It's fantastic quality. The finishing is great. I put the original buckle which came on this strap on this, you know, to better suit it to just complete black. And this is what it looks like. It's a signed buckle. If this will only focus, yeah. So this is what it looks like. Um, so my favorite look for it personally is on this suede leather strap. A lot of people like it on the stingray leather. It's much more expensive as well, and I quite love the strap. Perhaps it's just this strap was gifted to me by someone special and who's not in my life anymore. So perhaps it's just the memories that this strap brings back, and I guess that's a huge part of what watch collecting is, right? It's just the memories you make with the watch, and that live with you throughout your life and even after that. Uh, you wind it and it lives based on you putting in your energy for winding it. But there is gonna come a time where uh, when you pass away and the watch still exists. So this is why I love watches in general, just the memories. So yeah, perhaps that is why this strap is my favorite, uh, due to the memories associated with it, and the person who gifted it to me. But yeah, I guess that's enough of blabbering. But that's been my review of Christopher Ward C63 Sealander Automatic. I hope someone found this interesting, and I did the watch justice, because I think it should be really seen off camera to be appreciated, and I gave a bit of ideas with regard to the strap options, with regard to the watch itself. I hope you like this video, and if you found it helpful, of course, if you think anyone else will find it helpful, just share it with your friends and whoever is into watches. So like and subscribe. I really appreciate all of you watching it. It's my first review, so yeah, hope it was informative. Peace out.